So if you have Hashimoto's disease and irritable bowel syndrome and anemia, this is for you, and this is the why. So basically Hashimoto's just means that we make antibodies to our thyroid. And so those antibodies can attack the thyroid and cause inflammation and damage. But those same antibodies can also attack the gut. And so there's a specific cell in the gut, the parietal cell, and its job is to produce something called intrinsic factor. So intrinsic factor is what we need to absorb B12. And the parietal cell is also responsible for making stomach acid. So we need it to keep our stomach acid nice and acidic, like 3.5. So when we start seeing destruction of the parietal cells, we got two different things that's going to happen. The one is the destruction of the stomach acid, right? So stomach acid will start to rise, and two things can happen. You can start to see something called SIBOs, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. So our stomach acid is very strong, and it keeps all of the bacteria that's in the small intestine at bay. Like it can't cross over because it doesn't like that strong stomach acid. So once the pH changes, at that point, the bacteria can start to migrate upwards. And when that happens, we basically have bacteria in places it doesn't belong. It can cause a lot of problems, particularly irritable bowel syndrome. The other thing that can be going on with that lower stomach acid is it can drive iron deficiency anemia, because in order for us to absorb dietary iron, like you're eating the steak, you're eating all that high iron foods, we have to have very strong stomach acid to basically cleave it out of our food and absorb it. So you see two different problems that are arising from that low stomach or that higher pH stomach acid. And then the intrinsic factor. So there's two kinds of anemia. There's the B12 anemia, and that's when your B12 levels are really low. So if your parietal cells are being destroyed, then you're not able to absorb B12 anymore very well either. So you've got a whole dynamic of two different kinds of anemia and irritable bowel syndrome all coming from the Hashimoto's. So that's something that you should definitely be watching. And if you have those issues, we kind of know where we need to go with it and how you need to be worked out.